hopefully not for too long, who really knows, but I'm going to do a review today on this vehicle and tell you what it's like to daily own a straight piped front-wheel drive Freelander. This is so as you know, I have my Lupo, which is very heavily modified, and it's a very sporty, stiff, fast hatch, micro hatch, super mini, whatever you want to call it. So getting into this obviously is going to feel like a downgrade in performance and handling anyway, but I am now stuck behind a bus. I'm going to talk to you what it's like driving this misfiring, not very good example of a Freelander. So let's start off with the simple ones first. I've still got a bus in front of me, this is really not ideal. So the driving position, it sucks. Do you know why it sucks? Because there is no adjustment on the height of the seat at all. It is fixed in this position, which I find quite uncomfortable. I feel like I'm sat literally on top of the car, and it's not very comfortable. You have an adjustment of obviously forwards and backwards. This one has adjustment of the rear portion of the seat, obviously, and I've also got the centre of the seat has like the adjustment for your lower back, and that's about all the adjustment you get. So it leaves this just feeling like you're sat like just on top of the car, not really part of the car. So in that sense, it's not very good. So overall, the design of the interior, which you'll see soon, is very basic but well laid out. The dials are really clear. The steering wheel's got a nice feel actually, it's a nice size, it's a nice chunky steering wheel, decent size, it's definitely robust. The interior is basic, it is an old car, but it's very well built and very robust. Classic Land Rover, there are tons and tons and tons of storage holes. You've got 2 center cup holders in front of you, which you'll see in a bit. You've got plenty of space down the doors, plenty of coffees, plenty of drinks, plenty of makeup sets for all the women that are going to drive their purse back and forth to Morrison's on a Sunday. Handling wise, I've obviously had my L200, which was lifted, and obviously was a ladder chassis. This is more based on kind of a monocoque, so more of a car chassis. It's actually very comfortable, I will admit that, it's really comfortable. The heated seats are beautiful, they work really well. They're only on and off, there's no kind of adjustment for heat, but they perfectly warm up quick, they're a good temperature, and they're comfortable. It's just a shame the seat position makes you feel like you're just disjointed from the rest of the vehicle. Now, another problem you would have is if you're quite short, not so much of a problem, but if you're quite tall, you'd find your head's going to hit the top of the roof, and there's no adjustment for the seat, so that's probably another reason why the seat adjustment really isn't very good. Now, handling's good, like I've already admitted. The seat hold is pretty awful, but it's not designed to be, you know, a supportive seat to go around fast, around corners. Now, also, like I said, this isn't stock, it's a 2-wheel drive. This one has had the prop shaft removed, so it's alright, it does go okay. This one obviously isn't running the best, it's definitely not running completely fine. There's some sort of slight misfiring at lower revs, so when the engine's cold. So it's definitely not a happy bunny, but it does work and it is functional, and the fuel economy is really, really good as well. Considering what it is, it's very impressive. So it's all right. I would say you'll be able to overtake on a road where you can see a good mile ahead, but it's not really enough grunt to do a lot with. I would imagine when you've got the the four-wheel drive in there, I would imagine it's probably even worse than what it originally was. So yeah, it's not really ideal. But that is really, to summarise it up, very basic interior, but well thought through. Lots of functionality. It is indeed comfortable, apart from if you disregard the height of the seat, that kind of issue. And it's a nice, high, reasonably good visibility as well. There's a lot of visibility all around as well. It's a reasonably good place to be, definitely. So obviously I can't show you the off-roading capabilities of this because we are front-wheel drive. It also isn't something that I want to get stuck in. I don't really fancy trying to take off-road because I reckon I'm going to get a bit stuck. Yeah, just to the right with a straight through on it. It's a bit of turbo whistle. Handling is a bit interesting at higher speeds. As you'll see. That is so bad. I'm going to do a launch. Well, I mean, I can't really call it a launch, but so much power. And that was 50, so it took a fair while. I just love this. I love this Freelander because it's just a laugh. It really is. Like, it's just a car you just don't take seriously. It's just funny. The fact it's got a straight through and it's just wallowy as anything, and it doesn't really work properly. It's just funny. Like smiles per miles. It does really well at it. Really, really well. So. Steering wheel's like takes about 5 seconds to catch up with the input you put into it. Brakes work. It's just a bit. I'm literally literally hanging on to the steering wheel to hold me into the car. It's so funny. It literally is. I mean, why just sell the Lupo and just drive in this because it's just bon. So guys, I've bagged myself a 2005 Land Rover Freelander, i.e. the purse. That is a name for it. It is a woman's, feminine, girly, rather pathetic off-roader. Definitely in two-wheel drive like this one is, from Land Rover. This is a HSE edition, which obviously stands for highly shit edition because it is a shit box, but we love it. So let's get around this car and talk about what makes this car what it is. Starting from the side, we have this custom two-piece scratch mud paint job. Beautiful. We've got a nice dent in there. Obviously battle scars from trolleys in the car park at the local shops. But yeah, this car obviously hasn't been cleaned. You can't really see the paint work, but there are more scratches than you would ever imagine a car to have. what else? Well, this has literally a straight pipe, and I'm not just talking a straight pipe, but an actual scaffolding pipe below the vehicle. So not very good for going off-road. Not that you would, because these are awful anyway. And this is front-wheel drive, so you're not going to get much of a chance anyway. But to counteract this ridiculous exhaust, which literally stinks, smokes like crazy, and sounds actually pretty decent, we have this tow bar, which is actually functional. Whether this works, I don't really know, but going by the rest of the car, probably not. So this HSC edition is a 2-litre 4-cylinder, apparently a BMW engine. I'm not too sure, but it is not too bad. We've got a bit of active aero here, coupled with more scratches, bit of a dent on the door. This probably slammed that too hard into someone with a better Range Rover or Land Rover next to them. Can't get away with a bit of lack appeal either, but actually quite a solid car until we get to the roof, which I'm going to show you now. We have a sunroof which is so functional that it doesn't actually open, and it probably leaks, which is why it's probably got tape on it, so not the best. But we do have these very sensible, practical rails, so you can fit things on the roof of this thing, probably spare parts or tools for when it does break. Speaking of break, there are a few things that don't work, so I'm going to go around and point them out, because actually, as well as this video being a bit of a review, this is actually up for sale. So as soon as I'm done with it, when my Lupo's fixed, it is actually up for sale. £400. Now, what doesn't work, the parking sensors, there is a fault, whether it's the parking sensors or the switch or whatever it might be, they just basically bleep when you go into reverse, as if something's there but they're not. So it could be the tow bar, probably not, but yeah, they do work, but they don't, if that makes sense. You get the noise, but they don't work. Speaking of other things, so, central locking, mint. So you're going to come out to your car in the morning. So let's unlock it. There we go, unlocked. There we go, just going to, put my stuff in the back. We'll get onto the interior in a minute, put my stuff in the back, lovely. And then they're going to get in and drive. So for some reason the central locking works on the rest of the car, apart from the actual door you have to get in. So you will have to open this manually, like that. It does work, there we go, like so. So here we are. Everything actually works on the dashboard. The dashboard, that is. The only thing that doesn't work is the thermostat seems to have a mind of its own. You'll be able to see it there through the centre of here. That thermostat there has a mind of its own. It works when it wants to. So whether that's the thermostat or just the sensor for it, who really knows, but the thermostat is a bit debatable. The radio system is literally the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Again, it's old, but shut up. It is dreadful, super dreadful. The AC doesn't work. That's obviously just there for the looks. Now, I'll tell you what does damn work, which is literally the only reason why you should buy this for, is the fact the heated seats work, which is mint. The hot fans don't work. The fans do work, but they don't really produce any heat. I haven't actually tested out anything else to see if they work. I can confirm that the rear window, which I'll show you now, if I get the right button, that's the wrong one, it does indeed go down, and does also come back up. All the windows work. So apart from what I've mentioned, everything in here does indeed work. So interior wise, guys, it was spec'd with what must be the most dreary, disgustingly dreadful, I don't even know what to describe it as, the most horrific, disgusting colour I have ever seen on a car. It's actually got quite a nice blue-grey paint, but the inside is definitely a disgusting beige, which, you know, over time has become like disgusting. That's not mould, not far off, but it's just disgusting. Like, the whole interior is bathed in this just disgusting caramel looking colour. I mean, caramel's nice, but like, it is disgusting on the steering wheel as well. Now, what is interesting, it does have two it has two glove boxes, although that's not really very functional, but and more cup holders as well, but I don't see how that would work when you're actually going to sit in the car either. We'll demonstrate that in just a moment, but you have got two glove boxes, which is pretty crazy. There's one on the other side as well. And swiftly round to the back, which does indeed open. Have an optional extra of air-cooled side doors. Again, the same kind of dreary setup, but I will say one thing: the leather is really mint. It is actually quite clean here in the back. You do have, oh, it opens, a lovely armrest. All the head restraints are intact. The interior itself is actually quite clean. The front doors are dirty, but that doesn't matter too much. You can clean those. All the seats are not ripped. So actually, do you know what? Isn't too bad on the interior. So that's where you're going to spend a lot of your time, or maybe in the back if you're that sort of person. But it is very good indeed. Be careful when you touch this, because this will burn your hand. What a stupid design when you come under here to go, oh, where's the handle? Ouch, burn my hand. There it is. It does come with the radio. That is a optional extra. Ignore the piece of trim there, that's one from my L200. But this is the boot. Nice and spacious. Lovely place here to sit as well. Got a nice rack to hide all your goods. And enough space for at least a large dog in there. Got a couple of tie me down points as well. Quite a basic rear boot, but it is functional. Now, the only stupid design about these, as you would probably know, is if you're parked against a wall or anything that doesn't allow much rear access, you can't actually open your boot. So while it's functional, it's also not really very good. Here we are. Under here we have actually got a spare tyre. It's probably usable. It is over the limit. I wouldn't say you've got, you know, years with it, but it's still usable, so you've got a spare wheel as well. But all of this awesome beautifulness for £400, and it is all all yours. But you know, really, for what it is, I can't fault it. I really can't. But now I'm going to show you, I've shown you quite a few of the flaws, but I'm going to show you some of the issues with the driver's interior. So, not all of you are as lucky as myself. I've got quite skinny legs and quite a big belly, unfortunately. But for you guys that are taller, the bigger legs, I'm going to show you why these glove boxes are just ridiculous. So here we are, like this. Now that's okay, don't get me wrong, but if you're a big guy or you actually want to put drinks on here, like what is the point in that? I mean, if you're parked up, chilling, mint, but it's not really a very good design. Parking sensors don't seem to do anything, so I don't know what's going on with that. Electric mirrors do work, which is good, but here's the issue I was telling you about. Unless there's a knob here which allows you to change this, I don't think there is. You're fixed at this height, so if I sit up nice and straight, you can see there's not a lot of headroom. So if you're a tall guy, like, you are going to be like sitting on top of the car and hitting your head. There's nothing you can do about it. Obviously got the adjustment for backwards and forwards and the back of the seat, but it's not very good. I think also an important thing as well for a lot of people, a lot of older people are going to drive these more likely, You know, it's not going to be very good for your back. There's not a lot of adjustment, not a lot of postural changes. I'm assuming in the newer cars, as kind of Land Rover and Range Rover moved into more of a luxurious car rather than the rugged off-roader, you know, you'd have that flexibility, but at the moment you don't. So I'd say realistically it's comfortable, but it isn't going to be comfortable for everyone, and it's as simple as that. So this has got the Harman and Kardon sound system, but it literally sounds like it's just playing out of these two tweeters, because the sound system sounds like dreadful, just being honest. I don't know whether that is because it's not working properly, which I would imagine it isn't, but it just sounds like the tweeters are, I mean, it just sounds like the tweeters are the only things working. So considering this car's done 155.5 almost 1,000 miles, it's actually really decent heater seats coming through now, which is lush. They do work with the engine off, with the ignition on, which is beautiful, not all cars do. So horn works as well. It's a decent car. It really is. I can't fault it whatsoever. There's no privacy glass, there's no glass or screen on this. Not that everyone will look at my face anyway, to be fair, but no, there's one for the passenger that actually lights up, but there isn't one for the driver, so obviously that sucks if you want to do your makeup as well within. So maybe the purse isn't worth the buy if you can't actually do your makeup in it, but who knows. You just have to sellotape one on there if you really want to do your makeup. The centre lights, 2 of them don't work. They might not work, or the bulbs might not work, who really knows. But we've got a nice LED front light, which is good to brighten up the cockpit. So yeah, for what the car is, we really can't complain at all. It is definitely, for the money you're going to spend on it and for what it's going to offer you, it's very good. I would be, you know, half tempted to throw a decent set of all-terrains, especially on the front, and drop the prop shaft back in and give it a go. I'm not going to do an off-road video because A, I've got no one to pull me out. B, I can't imagine I'm going to do very well with my like slick ass summer tyres and front wheel drive open diff. I really don't fancy that very well. So sorry to let you down on that. Maybe in the future, if the opportunity is right, myself and Ben, maybe at the weekend, or maybe when I haven't got this, it's my only way of getting around, we will then jump in this and do a little bit of laning and see what it's capable of. Probably not a lot, but we'll probably do that anyway for you, so stay tuned on that. We'll probably make a video, but we are going to be doing a video some point soon anyway, with a load of front wheel drive vehicles, doing all sorts of stupid stuff off-road, so that's all to come. But guys, this is actually a decent little vehicle. You've got to understand that with the age and the mileage there are going to be issues, but it runs and drives. Fuel economy wise, it's really good, and it's been really decent so far. It's just a bit smoky, a bit noisy, a bit wallowy, and a bit dirty, but what do you expect for something that's been used for its purpose? So that is it with this video. I hope you like my short little interview in the car. Hello, how's your day been? Doesn't have much to say, but we are going to be struggling, guys, with videos in the future. The nights, as you can see around, are getting dark. They get exceptionally dark in about 2 weeks time when the clocks change, so we are going to find that uploading videos is going to be not as frequent, and we're going to be stuck to doing weekends due to me working days, which is understandable. So just be aware that footage will still be coming out, but it will be slowing down and we'll have more of a delay in our videos just due to what's going on with the weather and things like that. The weather isn't very good and will only get worse, and the nights are getting darker, which makes it harder to shoot content with this camera. But in other news, with mentioning this camera, it is indeed going in 2 weeks time, and it's going to be replaced by the brand new 10, so I'm looking forward to seeing what capabilities that unlocks. The improvement of video quality, and also potentially it might be a bit better with your darker videos, who really knows. But anyway, that is my review of this beautiful 2005 Land Rover Freelander. Well, thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. This, I hope, will be going this weekend. It might drag out for longer. I don't really fancy having to take this to Castle Combe the weekend after next, but who knows how it's really going to go with getting the Lupo sorted. So if you enjoyed this video, there's going to be more videos to come like this where I'm going to be reviewing different vehicles I have got a decent insurance system put in place now where I can actually drive and insure other people's vehicles for reviews, as well as go in their cars as well. So hope you enjoyed this video. We might have another one with this one. We might be doing some green laning with this to see what it's capable of in front wheel drive. Who really knows? And potentially the new owner, if they do buy it, and I know them, and they do end up putting the prop shaft on it, we'll definitely do another video to see how capable these little Defenders are at off-road. Rumour has it, not very good, but we're going to put that to the test and see. There's also, stay tuned, more off-road vehicles coming to the page in a variety of forms. Some not really off-road that are being taken off-road, and some that are off-road going off-road. So that is the end of this video. It's weird to be temporarily owning or in the life of a Land Rover owner. I understand a little bit more now. Not really, because I haven't, not really owning a decent one, but I know a little bit more, and I can relate a little bit more to what it's like to drive a Land Rover of this age with not a lot of things really working. But it's a solid car through and through. So I'll see you guys very soon.